So let's look at the broad market's performance today. We saw a bit of selling pressure today, especially in the Nifty 50 index. We saw Nifty fall by almost 0.68%, and the mid-cap section also fell by 1.07%, which shows a bearish movement along the market. So did the small cap. Small cap fell by almost 3%, roughly 2.81%. So this is showing a bearish movement for the markets. And now if we move on to the sectoral performances, we see Bank Nifty, which fell 1.63%. Like, this is due to the announcement the RBI will make in a couple of trading sessions, most probably within 2 days, about the new policy. And the sectors which was hit hard was the realty sector. It fell by almost 3.23%. So overall, what we can judge by this data is that the market is in a bearish sentiment at present. We need to look at the option chain data to evaluate whether the market is actually in the bearish segment or is it just reacting to certain events. Now let's look at the Nifty's core stock performances. Now today 35 stocks declined and only 15 advanced. This is showing a bearish movement for the market. And like we saw in the earlier video, the overall Nifty index fell by 0.63%. So bearish sentiment again. Today's top gainer was in the pharma space. Dr. Reddy gained by almost 2.4%. No significant volume seen here, so one needs to analyze the chart as to why this happened. And more or less everything was on the negative side. So let's look at the stocks which took a hammer. And Indiabulls Housing Finance fell by a huge margin of 4.49%. And this is showing a weakness in the housing space. HDFC Bank was a top loser again at 3.11% with a considerable amount of volume. So again, one needs to look at the chart as to why a huge volume and a huge price movement took place. So now let's move on to the option chain data to further evaluate where the market is headed. So let's look at the option chain data for Nifty, and this is a data analysis for 5th June's movement. So Nifty ended at 10,628 or 630 roughly in the 4th of June's trading session. So the at the money options are between 10,600 and 10,650. Now let's look at the call side of the data first. What is impressive for the call side of data is that we see a huge open interest at the 10,700 level. Here the open interest is of a whopping 31 lakhs and the change in open interest is of 98 lakhs. This is showing a huge pressure on Nifty, and we are marking our resistance zones at this level. This is an important level for the market. If we move to a higher strike at 10,800, let's say, here also the open interest is quite high of 27 lakhs and the change in open interest here is of 5,50,000. So this is also an important trading resistance for the market. But our important zone I would consider to be 10,700 due to such a high change in open interest and of course for the open interest figure. Now if we move on to the put side of the data, we look at the open interest chart and we see a huge open interest of 36 lakhs and that too at a lower strike of 10,200. So this is suggesting that the support for Nifty has shifted downwards towards the 10,200 zone. This is a bearish signal for the Nifty as per the option chain data. Then if we move to a higher strike of let's say 10,300, here the open interest is of 24 lakhs and the change in open interest is of 3,81,000. So this is also an important level of support. Then 10,400 also saw a huge open interest of 27 lakhs, and the change in open interest here is not that significant. It's of a mere 23,000 only. And the last level which we see is 10,500. Here the change in open interest is only 81,000, but the open interest as a whole is of 28 lakhs. So this is another interesting zone for us. So as for the puts data, what we can judge by the open interest, we feel that 10,200 will act as a crucial support for Nifty in this month's expiry. And we believe that the market will not fall below 10,200 unless something of a terrible sort of news is announced at the market. But as of now, this is a huge support zone. And for the call side, the 10,700 zone is a resistance area. If this is broken due to some positive news, then 10,800 will act as a big resistance zones for the market in this expiry session. So let's just quickly mark our zones for the 5th of June trading session. I personally believe that 10,700 would play as a good resistance zone, and looking at the open interest of 10,500 column, I personally feel that 10,500 would be the support zone. Now, if proper good news is announced, then 10,800 would act as a resistance zone, and if further bad news is announced by the market, 10,400 would act as a support zone. But overall, if things are normal, then this is the trading zone for the market. So 10,500 is one of our heroes, and 10,700 is the second hero. So now let's look at the technical charts of the Nifty 50 index. I generally follow a 30 minutes candle chart because that's how I take my positions. And along with that, I follow a 26 moving average, a super trend indicator, and a general setting MACD. Now, my indicators had given a sell sign yesterday, as in the 1st of June 2018, and the market is still moving down as per the indications of the super trend. But let's now draw the zones where I feel market will trade within as on the 5th of June 2018. So as per the option chain data, we see a huge resistance which took place at the 10,700 level. So this is one level of resistance. If this is broken, then 10,800 level as per the technical charts is what I can see to be an important level. So these are the two resistance level. This is one reason why we consider 10,700 a resistance level. And you see these are the points where the market bounced back from. So these are all the resistance levels. And for 10,800, this zone, and this zone is considered to be resistance level. And on the support side, we saw the support as per the option chain data to come in at 10,500 level. So as per the charts, I personally feel 10,565 is the first level of support the market might face. And then if we consider the market to fall below that, then 10,490 is another important level of support for the market. So overall, this is the trading zone for the Nifty 50 for the 5th of June 2018.